Lancaster County, Pennsylvania is a mere 150 miles and 2.5 hours from New York City. We're famous as a weekend vacation destination to see the Amish. We are considered a relatively conservative community, a community that is generally very slow to accept major changes. However, we are also a community that tends to abhor wastefulness and looks to do something good at the end of a product cycle. It is these values that led our county to adopt a truly integrated system of solid waste management in the late 1980s and implement that system in the early 1990s. While it is clearly recognized that Lancaster County and New York City are two very different population centers with vastly different solid waste issues, I believe New York City is uniquely positioned to reap vast benefits of waste energy, same as Lancaster County has, but for different reasons. Like most communities that have established waste energy facilities, our populace was initially skeptical and uncertain. They feared the facility would create pollution that would degrade their health and their general quality of life. They feared the facility would damage the reputation of Lancaster County as the garden spot of the East Coast, a community with a thriving agricultural business that provides some of the best vegetables, poultry, and dairy products produced in the United States. However, the community also felt strongly that it was their responsibility to manage their solid waste inside their own community, with a goal to minimize landfilling to preserve its farmland. Implementing an integrated system that included aggressive recycling and waste energy were the methods chosen to achieve that goal. Now, more than 15 years after the implementation of this program, we can clearly quantify the results of these efforts. Each year, we calculate the effectiveness of our integrated system by determining our landfill space savings through implementation of recycling and waste energy. In 2006, we lessened our dependence on landfilling by 90%, as opposed to the purely landfill-only waste management practice of 20 years ago. As a result, our current landfill is projected to last until the year 2020. Without recycling and waste energy over the past 15 years, our current landfill would have been full in August of 2001. Therefore, in addition to all the environmental benefits of recycling and renewable energy recovery, this integrated approach is providing a 19-year landfill life dividend back to our community. Unfortunately, we often hear that waste energy competes with or is detrimental to the progress of recycling. Frankly, nothing could be further from the truth. Since the inception of waste energy, our countywide recycling rate has grown from 14% to the current rate of 39%, representing an increase of 148,000 tons recovered annually. In fact, our waste energy facility complements our curbside programs. If a steel can fails to be placed curbside, it will be recovered on the back end of our waste energy ferrous recovery system. Laudable goal. But there is no credible evidence that it can work in an entire community, let alone a city the size of New York. New York City needs to make some tough, realistic decisions that can have a meaningful, beneficial impact to the future of the city. Make your solid waste an asset rather than the huge liability it currently is. People all across the United States are becoming more sensitive to energy issues. No city in America has more incentive to help themselves and our country obtain energy independence from the instability of the Middle East than New York City. Yet, New York City is exporting the energy equivalent of 26,000 barrels of oil a day to distant landfills. There is no doubt that New York City is the best city in the world. It has brilliant people and the resources to incorporate a waste management system that supplies the city the energy it needs with an available and renewable resource that it is currently wasting. Waste to energy is the perfect fit for an urban community where landfills are not practical, energy consumption is high, and suitable waste material for fuel is abundant. In conclusion, it really comes down to a matter of how you wish to be perceived. Does New York City wish to be progressive, creative, and mindful of its resources by implementing waste to energy? Or does New York City wish to continue with the current unpopular, unsustainable plan of disposing of its solid waste in distant landfills, and thus being a community that operates a system that is a waste of energy?